Hello, it's Kim. I'm a little sideways to try to get out of the sun just slightly. It is February 18th 2024 when I am recording this. Um, I don't want to say it's been a hot mess, although it sort of feels like it since the last time I recorded, which doesn't seem that long ago. It wasn't that long ago, but it seems like forever. Um, I don't know if it was the best idea or not, but I did accept a COO, which I had to look up as Chief Operating Officer, position for the Poetry Witch community. I think it'll just wind up being once things settle down. Basically, doing the same duties that I've been doing to be a member. I was there like 18 hours a day, because my phone, I get every notification, the entire community. So I'm always constantly, on the phone doing stuff. And this way, maybe next year I would be getting paid getting paid, it's like it's a little bit different, learning a part of a business, I suppose. I suppose. I don't like turning down opportunities, that I think can expand my network, I guess you would say. Annie Finch is probably the best, metrical poet, in the world, and the only reason why some people would probably, like, argue is probably because she's female or because she's a witch, and can't get past that, right? So, I am still very free verse, although I am learning meter much better than I was, so I'm very astounded. But we'll see how things go, you know? I mean, like, it was going to dissolve, so, I mean, like, at the very worst, it still dissolves, and I am out some hours that I would be doing anyway. So, like, that's my thing. We'll see. See. Of course, I'm still gonna be doing the Terra Nova Lyceum. It's much more my passion. I don't know. I can teach free verse, right? Yeah. So, um, but like I said, I don't turn down opportunities, and sometimes that hurts me because it means I overextend myself, which is what this is doing. Which is why I'm talking like this and why my shoulders are up to my ears and I haven't slept well in days because it's not because I didn't try, but like people that are now technically like working for me, uh, text at like 1 a.m. and I'm like, you know what time it is on the East Coast. And they're like, well, we're on the East Coast. Yes. Please don't. That's my answer. Please don't. Can't do anything about that sort of stuff really. So, um, in a week, the 26th is my birthday. I will admit that I will be 41 and, not where I want to be, in, like, life and in location, mostly in location. Don't wanna be there. Don't wanna be here. Um, I've been sick now, if you wanna call it sick, it's allergies and, being, exposed to chemicals for over a month now, and it's just wearing. Especially it's grating because I'm not allowed to talk about it really at home because my parents are sick of hearing about what they did. Um, and I have to admit that it's gotten better. I'm not constantly taking, sinus medicine, but, like, right now, I'm like, "Oh, I'm stuffing up again. The Allegra D stopped working. Ah, you're only allowed so much Allegra D." And I'm just like, "If can I get an exemption? Because if you knew my situation and you know that I'm not a meth dealer, please." Yeah. And what is worse is that my parents, even my family, let's say the whole family, doesn't understand what it means and why it's affecting me and that hurts. I can't, like, say that I don't feel appreciated. And did I need to feel appreciated? Not really, but I'd rather not have all my needs ignored just like when I was a child, you know? every time I don't know, winter is like when Kim's emotional wounds come up, right? And like sometimes we have that. And yeah. So Kim's wounds are coming up, but Kim is going to Morgantown for her birthday. So I'm just like, okay, countdown. I'm just hoping I'm not doing business the whole time. I want to be playing with like a 2.5-year-old and like it must be 9 months now. I'm ready. Certainly not Aunt Kim, obviously. Obviously. But like it could be like friend Kim. Yeah, we go like that. We're just like, "Hmm, yeah, Kim. We can call it a lot of things. Hmm. All right, you can already see. I'm using the transparent oracle, and I want to see. Oh yeah, you cannot see it all. I didn't think so. Like I can barely see this one. All right, so here we are. I actually think we got these before. Not all. Is there even a possibility? All right, you see there is like a wave around it. Okay, that's as good as you get because I can't even see it like in real life, right? Let alone, oh, I don't want to lose it. Yeah, like trying to find a clear like card that looks like a circle. It's like gonna wind up in the trash. Ooh, not cool. Okay, so we will start with 25, the landscape, ocean. Now these are the keywords: birth, death, destruction, healing, purification, and voyage. Now a lot of that sounds very much like the tower card, where everything tumbles down, but then hopefully gets built up back up. And they say the ocean is the most awe-inspiring and powerful manifestation of the element of water and powers of its direction. We are all of us surrounded by this great body of water, which composes over 70% of the surface area of the planet. And honestly, it's going to be more. Uh, if you go with oh, side note, sorry, going back to archaeology and the Chesapeake Bay in Maryland. So we used to have like this great channel, okay? It's like one river. And then, the ice age, stopped, right? So the ocean was formed. And so is the Chesapeake. Because like there's more water and it's no longer in the ice caps and stuff. I find that fascinating. Fascinating that something so large and grand would occur. I don't care how long it takes for it to happen. It affected it affected, like, the Native Americans that, I sometimes, like, look for, like Paleo Indians. It affected their environment, where they lived, everything, and it allowed them to have, be on the bluffs and, different things and overlooks over rivers, and it's just incredible how our landscape has changed. So the idea of I have to tie it in somehow, man. I do. I just have to go with it. We can't have that as, like, Kim's, like, archaeology aside. Uh, Life is thought to have begun in the ocean, in which many of the mysteries still wait to be discovered. I'm a fan of Sequest too, so just so you know, if you ever want to like um talk about a 90s submarine in the ocean show, I am the one for you. Just as she gives of herself, she can destroy with such cataclysmic events as tsunami and floods. World mythology is full of references to a great flood which wiped away ancient civilizations to begin the cycle once more. See, I agree with all this, but it's really just using the ocean not only as a sanctuary, but as the tower. So it is not like it's like a both a soft and a hard hug. Okay. Do I have anything in the east? Oh yeah. Okay, we do have some of the east, so I will read this. When combined with cards from the direction of the east, then thoughts and visions of far off lands, even feelings about the future may be received. I feel that, don't you? I was just belly aching. I'm like, it's got to go to Morgantown. We did get, I don't know if you can see this. I'm sorry. I love these. I do. Number 19. I, yeah, number 19. You can see bees? Yeah, you can see bees. Okay. As we flip out of it. Now we did have this as a guide. It's the South. It's a B. And we had this last time I used this deck: generosity, community, teamwork, humility, harmony, and service. And I do believe that this really like goes back to like the ocean, sort of like all encompassing beginning of sort of like the birthing and destruction, right? So one cycle is already completed. The tower is just completed, and now we're building back up. Okay. So to do so, we have like the collective teamwork, you know, and maybe teamwork doesn't have to just be like, like all of us on our cell phones talking to each other, going, oh, this thing has to happen, and then this thing and this thing. And then this makes a lot of buzzing, sure, but, like, it could also just be, two people, coffee, and be like, "Blah, blah, 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 blah," having that same sound, but, like a relaxing sort of thing. And humility. I don't like the word humility because I had Brian called me, so, like, I usually don't use names. B called me self-effacing a few years ago, and I didn't know what it meant. And I feel like humility sort of bumps up against that, like, self-effacing, I'm not good enough sort of sense of at least Kim. I like using the word humble, which of course comes from it, makes the same thing. But somehow that B is just different. I don't know, right? So I believe in being humble, but that does not mean that I don't know my value, which is what I used to not realize I said the stuff that I did. Excuse me, that is work. Stop, people. Stop. Oh, Sammy, finish yourself. All right. I can see these readings are going to get a lot more interesting, guys. All right. All right. Yes. Wonderful. All right. So we had a card from the West. So this shows happiness and healing can be found in the company of others. Yeah, I'll go with it. Bees. Well, all right. I'm going to say bees. It does say B. Does not think and create as an individual, but as a hive mind with a greater than the sum of its parts. And I have to say that collectively, I mean, like all of humankind has to sort of not be no humility, but we have to sort of be a little bit more humble, do small acts, and work together in order to get through problems. Like in a perfect world, Kim would be the young Kim, 9-year-old Kim, the one that watched Sequest, would be so happy that, "Oh, the straws are cardboard," and now 41-year-old Kim goes, "I have to use plastic straws or straws that, that are do not biodegrade," just over and over, um, because I'm allergic to the chemicals that use in the glue. Young Kim would be devastated. Old Kim is used to being reactive to, like, every chemical in the world. Um, but yeah, I find myself wanting comfort and being okay in my laziness, and therefore giving up a lot of stuff I should be doing for the earth. I don't know if anyone else finds that same way, but, like, it's difficult, isn't it? Like, to, like, feel like I'm letting my old self down, and, like, what if we all just had that small act? And I'm not saying, like, go throw out that plastic. No, don't throw out the plastic cup, because I know I'm going to do it because it gets disgusting, and I just don't care anymore by the time I throw out my trash in my car. That's old Kim. So, what is it that we have to do to, like, change that pattern? Make us feel like it's not a burden. And, like, that is something that if we can figure that out, not just about trash, but about everything. What makes it not a burden? What makes us wanna do it? What makes us passionate? That is the building back up of that tower. That's the building back after the destruction of the ocean, over ancient civilizations, our civilization, okay? And it's weird, I know, but, like, it's an idea, right? Now, I believe it is sunshine on sunshine. Oh, it makes it even worse. Anyway, there's, like, a yellow you can sort of see a sun. Okay. This is, a time of day. It is the east. It's dawn. Keywords: hope, optimism, possibilities, beginnings, initiation. Okay, so we go from both birth and destruction, pretty much the tower. Then we go to how we are able to do stuff together, right? It's teamwork, building each other up, small acts, being humble. I'm so not humble about certain things. If anyone tells me, Kim, that's a slant rhyme, I'm gonna smack him next time. That's not humility. It's certainly not humbleness. Obviously, that's optimism. I'm just like, do you know who I am? You clearly haven't looked me up. Do I know who I am? Most days, no. Hope, optimism, possibilities, beginnings, initiation. Totally reading again. I know. I'm sorry. This card shows the rising sun and three golden rays of light ascending to the heavens. Dawn is a magical time of day when the early morning light and mist give the world an otherworldly feel. It is a time of peace, remembering the night's dreams, and of hopes for the day to come. In these first rays of light, we move out of our sleeping, dreaming consciousness into a waking state. And this card may speak of the opportunity to bring wisdom from the world of dreams to the conscious world. Most literally, it is a potential of a new day and holds hope and optimism despite whatever may have passed before. Secrets may be revealed, a new light may be shed on old wisdom. This aspect may also hint toward the initiation into the mysteries. Um, we did have a card from the West, so it shows the subconscious or intuition may be brought to the fore. And we had one to the South, one combined with parts of the South. A new angle or creative solution may be discovered, which is exactly what I'm talking about, like in a really weird, random way, is coming up with creative solutions for ourselves, for the world, everything that's just like, I don't know, I don't want to say odd, but that we struggle with. War. Like in my head, I'm like, what is it good for? And I'll sing. Um, a poem of mine was just read at the Doctors Without Borders fundraiser, which, if anything, is humbling. It's that fact that one of my poems was read, um, and like just thinking about it echoing and vibrating with people that devote their lives to helping and dealing with the actual blood and the actual everything. And I am far away dealing with one person, or I've held the hand people dying, and like obviously so have they. Different contexts, different places, but somehow I hope that my creative solution of a poem, goes out and does good work. We have to use our strengths. And for so long, people would say, "Oh, you're good at writing." And my parents and everybody else would be like, "Yeah, but you can't make money." Am I saying I'm making money? No, I'm not saying I'm making money. I'm saying I'm making a difference in the world, and that's more important. So it's sort of like where we are, right? What is more important to us? Is it having a name? Well, I admit that I want my name out there, or I did. I'm learning that it's a lot more difficult than I thought to deal with, like this sort of like quasi fame. What about when I become completely famous? Because it's coming. I feel it in the wind. Uh, so what happens? Do I want it? Of course. I want to keep going. I want to keep writing. I want to keep doing everything. But there's things that come back to us and things that need creative solutions and things that we dislike about everything that becomes positive. There's always like this slight nagging of, "Him, you don't want to do social media. You're a sellout. Oh, him, you know?" And I think we all hear those echoes. And if we could just flip, even if it's not our narrative, sorry, there's vehicles. Even though it's not our narrative, if we just flip it just a little bit altogether, I think I'd get a lot less people in my inbox eyes going, "Hey, big beautiful woman." And that's the nice ones. Um, and more genuine, "Hey Kim, do you know what this line means?" Um, in Polish or whatever, you know? Okay. So I have 2 more like they're like baby decks, they're not really decks. I had fun with that one time. All right. Whispering Woods, Enchanted Secrets from the Forest, Jessica Lee. And I believe it's the same person. Yeah, it's Jessica Lee's Secret Garden, Enchanting Messages from Quiet Spaces. Um, I have the whole set. I admit it. I decided to buy them all at once. Why not? Um, I did not buy any sets today. Good job, Kim. Good job. Problem is these are an odd size and an odd feel, so they don't shuffle as well. But some people really love that sound, so I wanted to give it to you at least every time. God, that sounds really loud, and I'm sorry if it's, like, ridiculously loud. Alright? Radiance. Keep your head held high, follow the sun. Sorry, I'm like, "Which one am I doing?" Sorta see? Sorry. Get one for the whatever week you're, whatever week that, let's say, you're watching this. Let's get one for the week. I can feel the one that we need. Sorry, I have to dig. Hidden depths. You only see the surface. Look beyond. That might be something to think about. Okay. So that would be for like our week. Maybe just being, oh, I almost said cautious. So if somebody needs to be cautious, be cautious. But like I very much feel like looking below the surface goes with that ocean card. I realize this is like, the garden deck, but surprises, venture down the rabbit hole. That's for all you fairy tale lovers. Okay. So those are the ones. Autumn. I know. Compared to sometimes though, I'm like, I think even though I have less decks, I have talked so much that it'll actually be the same amount of time. Oh, him. All right. This is the Whispering Woods. It was my first one that I didn't. I had been like, it was at a previous well, TNL used to be on the Mighty Networks. It was my previous one that I had been at and it had been suggested. So I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I'll try it. So this is my first one, and then I decided, "Oh, let's get some good ones for us. What do we need to know, right? Oh, we got the woods themselves. Be like the woods, calm, soothing, mysterious, and full of life. Smart. I like it. Transform. Didn't read it. Emerge with the beauty and grace from your cocoon. Well, spring is coming, and here it snowed yesterday, but it didn't stick, so it saved my life because I had like 9 hours of Zoom time, two different events, and I was hosting both. And I was just like, I have to, you know, shovel my parents out before that. We didn't have to. It didn't stick. I was like, so maybe it's like unthawing ourselves in the coming spring and just taking baby steps to be brighter and happier and getting more sunlight and like natural sunlight. So I usually use fake sunlight. Music. There's a melody to be heard in the deepest part of the woods if only we listen. Could this be like the music of our soul? That'd be like the most poetic thing ever. Listen to your own heartbeat. If it is racing, relax, calm down, be well. I like it. I don't practice it. This is our last one. Clearing, make room for growth. Now that is terrific. This is all very much like we're getting on to Ostera, or whatever spring, sort of like festivals you believe in. I know it was just Ash Wednesday on Valentine's Day, which made me happier than usual. I really did laugh quite hard. I think I said that at the last one, and I was already laughing then, and then I really was. I was like, that was my keys. Okay. Well, my friends, I hope that you are well. Next week, I will be, I hope, in Morgantown. Ah, let's all take a breath. Where do you want to be? Let's make this just in 2 weeks. And you can take what idea of where do you want to be literally, where do you want to be? The beach, in the forest, in the um, where do you want to be in life, in your career, however you want to do it. Just think about it. I think it's a really good meditation. I think I'll write about it. Now, be well. Stay healthy if you can. Relax if you can. I have to do that if you can because I don't have time to relax. It's not that I don't want to. It's not that I'm like withholding it. But like for this moment, I've actually, you have helped save my day, maybe my life. Um, allowed me to breathe and give me a space. So much love to you. Take care, be well. Um, enjoy any endeavor, creative, scientific, and be humble. But let's work together as we recreate ourselves.